That was bombastic.
Yeah.
Like, I got really stuff on.
All right, quiet on set, please.
Oh, yes. Stop. Hold on. Okay, here we go. His arms coming back.
I'll start.
I know where it is. It's just one of these arms is bent on these glasses.
So, your father, Freddie Fillmore.
Dad was the most optimistic person I think I've ever met in my whole life. That's why we raised Francis and I. Always try to see the bright side of things.
Oh yes, Dad started it 1938. Is when we first had our first broadcasts. 1938.
Oh, there's always something to play around with, something that you weren't supposed to touch, and Francis and I just couldn't help but getting into everything. I mean, we spent so much time in the place, and I remember going to school and just walking straight here once we were out.
Late nights and really getting absorbed in a very magical world in the radio station with everything that was going on at the time.
People seem to have a lot less patience once television came around. You used to be able to sit around the radio for hours and people would just let their imaginations run wild. That was a hard sell for us. But we kept at it.
Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go.
Batteries in the battery.
I have worked here for 3 years now, about 3 years. I've been listening to the show a long time. I walked right into the station and told Claire to let me produce her show. And here I am.
Is it true that you've been fired 6 times before working here?
Who told you that? Who let her in here? I'm done. Yep, thank you.
I love the Christmas show WNCP does every year. They are the bomb.com. So how did that tradition start?
Oh, oh, sweetie, that was 1941, and Dad had this idea to put on a Christmas show, and it was a moderate success, I think, at the time, but it really started to catch on, and Dad loved Christmas so much that he wanted to continue it no matter what.
It's been 5 years now that I've been working at the station. My favorite piece of WNCP history would have to be their radio play of, what was it called? With Mary and George. It's a Wonderful Life. Yes. I listened to that radio broadcast and it was so beautiful.
Oh, you would have loved it. It was so neat. They had tables full of all these different props that looked like a collection of ordinary objects, and then they were used to create these sounds that transported you into a completely different world. I remember we had this old wind machine. We used it for so many shows, they had to replace the canvas on it a few times. Yeah.
71 Christmas Carol. My dear, I hope one day in your life you get to experience something close to revelation. That's what that night was.
Well, I'm not a host, but typically they run the show. So they think of some of the ideas, they spearhead a lot of the radio show's campaigns of different things and really shaping just the vibe overall of the station.
Oh, so you're not a host? Because
No.
I've heard you a couple of times. I just thought.
Yeah, only a couple of times. I'll take over for Claire if she needs a break or something, but I am not a host.
Is Claire Phillips here today? I would love to interview her. She was so passionate about the station when we talked over the phone.
Yes, she certainly is, but unfortunately she is not in today.
Oh, okay. Well, is she okay?
Oh, she's fine. She just took a day off like anybody else would take a day. She may seem like she lives here, but I can assure you it doesn't.
While her show, Calling Claire, became a huge hit overnight, what was it like handing the station over to someone outside of the Fillmore family?
Well, I'm gonna have to disagree with you there. Claire was always part of the Fillmore family. Everyone who walked through that door is a part of the Fillmore family. That's how Dad wanted it.